Are you ready to break free from life's chains? Welcome to the Set Yourself Free podcast, now live in the metaverse. Discover powerful strategies to overcome challenges, boost your confidence, and unlock your full potential. From conquering the fear of success to managing holiday blues, we've got you covered. Learn how to let go of emotional baggage, practice proactive crisis management, and celebrate yourself with positive affirmations. Join us on this transformative journey and discover the freedom within you. Set yourself free, your guide to a happier, healthier you. Visit our metaverse studio today and start your liberation.
And welcome on in, everybody. We are here at Set Yourself Free. Miss Cleo, take it away, my love.
Hey, everyone. Welcome to Set Yourself Free podcast. Today, we are going to have an amazing show. We have an amazing guest with us, Miss Tara Bush. But first, before we get started, I want to invite you all into the metaverse to join us, to participate and be a part of the podcast. So come on in. Thank you guys all for joining today. As I said, our guest is Tara Bush. And before I introduce her, I'm going to let you guys listen to her AI MotionWorks introduce her.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Tara Bush, and I am the co-founder and COO of the HELLO LLC, where our mantra is helping everyone live life optimally. And more importantly, helping entrepreneurs leverage leading-edge optimizations. We help businesses build, brand, automate, and pivot into the future. With over 22 years of corporate C-level experience, I carry a wealth of knowledge and expertise in my professional portfolio. My professional journey has encompassed various facets of business, executive leadership, project management, marketing, systems, space planning, and strategy implementation. I have had the pleasure of partnering with and managing multi-million-dollar projects for the top Fortune 500 companies, prestigious universities, and well-known sports teams around the world, like ExxonMobil.
Hey, everyone, and welcome back. As I stated earlier, our guest today is Miss Tara Bush. Tara, welcome to Set Yourself Free podcast.
Well, thank you, Miss Cleo. It's so great to be here. Happy New Year to you and to everybody who is watching. 2025 is going to be a great year.
Yes, it is. I am super excited. It's a great way to start out the new year. Today, we are talking about how to rewrite your story and rise beyond your limitation. An excellent topic. And you guys, you are in for a great informative show today. So without further ado, let's turn to the topic at hand. So, Miss Tara, tell me, sometimes facing adversity is something that we all experience. We all face, right? And sometimes it's hard for us to overcome it or handle it. So can you share about a moment in your life where you had to overcome something significant?
Well, absolutely. First of all, thank you for creating this space for us to have this conversation today. So I want to give lots of love and kudos to you and to everybody watching. Oh, well, let me just say there's not just one. I think, everybody can agree and resonate with the fact that we've all faced challenges and obstacles in our life multiple times. I think one of the biggest obstacles that I have overcame, and it's multiple parts, like it's a kind of a ongoing growth, I would say, is leaving the corporate world and becoming an entrepreneur full time, and the mindset shift that goes with that. When you go from being and this is no dig at anybody who is in corporate America or anything, but when you go from being an employee to an entrepreneur, that you own your own business and you have to rely on your business to provide a roof over your head and food in your mouth, there is a huge mindset shift that happens. And holy bejesus, excuse my my terms there, but it can knock you on your pants. And it really is understanding that you no longer have the safety net of every 2 weeks or once a month or every Friday getting paid. You now have to go out there and produce your own. And that is very liberating, but it's very rewarding, but it's also where the rubber meets the road. And it's no longer about the design department to get something done, or operations didn't take care of this, or the salesperson didn't handle this. It's no longer anybody else within the structure. It is now comes down to you. The buck stops with you. And I think that was one of the biggest obstacles to overcome for me. And that also links out like a little octopus to so many other aspects into my personal life, because who you are in one space, you are in every space. And so I would say that would be one obstacle, is that mindset shift when it's like, oh, I don't have a paycheck anymore, and how that shows up. Back to you, Miss Cleo. Well, I'll dive in a little bit more there, since I think Miss Cleo, I am unable to pick her up. With that mindset shift and kind of overcoming some of that adversity, I would share that it was me having to get real with myself and understanding that this is about me, and that this is not about anybody else. And what I had shared is a simple fact that when um, I had to understand that it comes down to how I do things, how I show up, who I am in a space, and I couldn't place the blame anywhere else. And I don't mean that in a bad way, like, but we do have a tendency to say, my role, my job, my what I do is this. That's what the paper says. So that's what I do. That's what I get paid for. Nothing more, nothing less. And we tend to take that attitude through our life. And that's kind of the mindset shift that I had to make, to change, was moving from absolutely cannot, place the blame anywhere else. If you want to have a roof over your head, you have to pick up the slack and do all things and have extreme ownership. So back to you, Miss Cleo.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello?
Absolutely. Loud
Oh,
and clear.
sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened, but my audio went out for a minute. But thank you for continuing to speak. My next question to you is, how did you maintain your motivation to focus when you had to go through that mindset shift and you were facing obstacles in your life?
Yeah, absolutely. Great question. The motivation, well, it was real easy. It's like, are you going to eat today, and will you have a roof over your head next month? So it was real, it was real motivating. We, I will say it's kind of funny. My mom would always share with me, I don't know how your dad is an entrepreneur. I don't know how your brother is an entrepreneur, because her and I worked corporate America. She worked for the state of Idaho for many years and retired from the state. And she's like, I need to know where my paycheck is coming from, where my money's coming from. And I always resonated with her for a very long time. I mean, I didn't always want to be an entrepreneur. I watched, two of my mentors that I worked for 15 years be business owners. And I was like, oh no, I don't want to do this. So now, okay, now I'm here. What do I do? So the motivation really came from the necessity to survive. But then Oh man, when people kind of tell you you walk on faith, and David and
Mm-hmm.
I we are not religious people, but we are
Right.
spiritual people. And there is a lot of things that are very similar between the two, but you still walk
Right.
on faith in life, no matter if you believe or you don't believe in anything. But the fact is that you just have to believe you're going to be okay. And you have,
Right.
because the energy that you keep. So, for instance, if I'm in like survival mode because I have to keep a
Mm-hmm.
roof over my head and food in my mouth, it comes down to, if I am not, if I'm in that mode of survival, people can smell that on your energy. Like you can just, by speaking to someone, there's an energy, a vibration, and a tone with them. And you
Mm-hmm.
don't even have to be in the same room. And it's not that that's a bad thing, but people can sense that. And that doesn't make people
Right.
warm and fuzzy. And so then they don't want to do business with you. And so you have to also understand that it's more it's more mindset and personal develop
Mm-hmm.
as a person of who you're being,
Mm-hmm.
and how you walk in the faith of, I'm going to be okay. Like, today's a slow day.
Right.
That's okay. But tomorrow won't be. And I'm going to have an abundance of customers and clients that come to me because I can serve them and I can do this. Even though you got a penny in your bank account or whatever it is, it's not only walking the walk, but it's so much more mental than it is
Right.
within the physical. And we, as humans and just creatures of
Mm-hmm.
habit, we like comfy, and we don't
Mm-hmm.
like when we have to get in survival mode, and we don't know if our bills are going to be paid, or we're going to have a roof over our head or food in our mouth, because that's the biggest fear we have of all, right? So,
Right.
yeah.
That that was some great feedback that you just gave. And while you were talking, I was just thinking about, resilience. That came to mind, being able to overcome challenges, and especially where you experience self-doubt. Some of us can experience self-doubt on our way to um overcoming things in life. And so part of that process is being resilient. And it sounds like, for me, hearing you speak, resilience was a key factor in your success. So, are there any specific strategies that you practice in order to build resilience and to keep up that mental mindset?
Absolutely. Well, we talk about this all the time,
Hmm.
but it's that self-care.
Yes.
You have to have that self-care factor. And in that self-care, it is, are you working out? Are you getting active? Are you
Hmm.
eating decent to where I mean, yeah, have some great things in life, but are you eating things that are going to provide nutrition, which is fuel for your body so it can do the work that you needed to do? Are you meditating? That's the biggest thing.
Yes.
Are you sitting down and meditating? We really, as entrepreneurs, we will bypass our health and our physical,
Hmm.
our self-care before, and not just as entrepreneurs. I mean, you as a mother, and who also, runs her own business, as also has, your corporate position. And let's not forget, going back to college, ma'am, you
Yes.
also have to understand you're in the same boat. We all are. Humans are
Yes.
not, we are not like, oh yeah, self-care is my number one priority. It's now becoming like that, but
Right.
it's not always been that way. And so, the habits that I create, the everyday structure is doing those things. And then also, you check in with yourself on the mindful side, and it really comes down
Yes.
to, entrepreneurship is really a personal growth course, through life, with a compensation plan attached to it, meaning you're getting paid to get better with yourself, because your business is only as good as you. And that comes
Right.
down to, having those, like, checking in with myself, making sure, like, things are always going to happen in business. You're going to have some really amazing people that you get to work with that are just
Hmm.
truly awesome. And then you're not going to have
Hmm.
so many, sometimes it's not so awesome. And that's just a part of life. That's just life in general, but business as well. And so you have to know yourself. And the reason I share that, you need to know who you are. And by knowing who you are, by doing the personal development and having the self-care and checking in with yourself and constantly being, I guess self-aware is a great way to put it, of
Yes.
who you're showing up to be. And are you being a part of the solution or a part of the problem? I mean,
Right.
those are, these are not like concrete, like, okay, step A, I get out of bed, in the morning, as how, but it's more about sharing the message with people that you need to look at this in a holistic manner that works for you. Not everybody has the
Mm-hmm.
schedule that I have, but and I don't have their schedule, but you can carve out time for yourself. And I know when I was a very busy individual 10 years ago in corporate America and doing, I mean, working 80 plus hours on projects, it, I would find at least 5 minutes in my car just to be like, oh, okay. Who am I?
Mm-hmm.
Where am I? Like, I need a
Like
survey set.
grounding.
But yeah, and it's kind of like, I'm not promoting everybody go have a drink, but my point being is I didn't have the mindset that I do now where I could
Mm-hmm.
ground and breathe and do some breath work and
Right.
do a small meditation to get tranquil and at one and settle down and not be in the go mode, the go mode, which is a part of survival. But
Right.
back then it was true. It was like, whoo, deep breath, I need a beer. And that is, anytime people say I need a beer, it's more like I need to meditate. Those are great words to interchange that with. I need a drink. Is it 5 o'clock somewhere? It's meditation time. Can I go meditate? Because that really is kind of what that does for your brain in a whole different manner. But I digress. So, the thing it really comes down to, you got to take care of yourself before you can show
Mm-hmm.
up for anybody else, even your business.
I love that. That was a great way to end that, is that you got to take care of yourself so you can show up for others. And even how you mentioned, substituting unhealthy habits with healthier ones, like saying, hey, instead of having this beer, let's go meditate, let's go for a walk. That was really very good feedback to give to us. Guys, listen, you're getting lots of great strategies today. Thank you all for listening, those of you who are. If you have any comments, please feel free to share them. Any questions, please feel free to do that, and we'll respond to those accordingly. But yeah, to get back into it, what advice would you give to someone who feels stuck in their circumstances right now?
Oh, great question. And I'm probably, there's so many people out there that are stuck in so many circumstances, professionally and personally.
Right.
Um, you know, because there's not a blanket answer for all of it, is,
Mm-hmm.
and I will just share from a point of perspective and a point of view of, I have been stuck so many times in my life. Well, what I have felt as being stuck.
Right.
And what I did, before I realized kind of what I should be doing, is I would turn external. I would
Mm.
turn out to other people, to help, friends, talking, spending time with them. Family. Just I would turn external, going to go shop or do something externally instead of really understanding that there's nothing externally that's going to solve the problem. What solves the
Mhm.
problem is what's inside of me. That took me
Wow.
many, many, many years to understand. Because first of all, I wasn't being with the problem. I was kind of like
Mm.
avoidant. Avoidant was a good way of putting it. Like, oh, problem, don't want to deal with that. Gonna go over here. Oh, haven't paid that bill. They're trying to collect. Go over here. Oh, I, didn't do that for a customer at, work. Going to go avoid that over here.
Right.
And humans do that because we're most of us have been raised in a household, and there's nothing wrong with this, but we've changed as, generationally has come, is that we were kind of made wrong. Like, shame on you for doing things like that. And you have to be perfect. And so you didn't want to come clean when you did something that wasn't, there was not an environment that was fostered that could
Right.
people that like made you as a child or a young adult to want to come talk to the adults, because you knew you would be reprimanded, kind of,
Right.
punished for what you did. So that built in where we don't want to go tackle the problem and say, hey, I'm having a problem, I need help, or hey, I was the problem and I'm sorry. It doesn't foster that. But what it does foster is you to avoid. And so that's why I share with, what did I do in the past was that avoidant thing. And I would go external, and I would be looking for, and I was a social person. I wasn't much of a partier, but I was a social person. So I loved to just go be out around people and just not act like the problem even existed. And then with time and through the challenge that I talked about, at the beginning of this conversation, is that as I did that and as I made that change through my mindset and becoming an entrepreneur, and I mean, really that personal development journey, reading the book Extreme Ownership, and having an amazing significant other like I do, who just really sometimes can, park a 2x4 between your eyeballs in the most kind, loving way to just hold you accountable. I really came aware of, I'm being avoidant. I'm not taking things on. I'm not being a part of the solution. And if I go internal and I take ownership of who I'm being and what I'm doing, and I see where I can be a part of the solution, that is where I need to be. And so the short story of it is, don't go external and stop avoiding.
Right.
Be a part of the solution, not the problem. And that solution's within inside of you. And that's where the importance of that self-care meditation. So because it comes to you at the most random thing. You might be running, working out, grocery shopping, taking a shower, sleeping, and it comes to you. That the solution will come to you. It's the magnificent beauty of our subconscious. So yeah, there you go. Go inside.
I love it. I love it. And this brings me to, while you're saying go inside, like talk a little bit to us about embracing your strengths. Once I've gone inside, I've done that self-awareness, that self-reflection, and now I'm aware of my strengths. How can I embrace that to achieve not only personal success, but also professional success as an entrepreneur?
Yeah. Those strengths, a lot of times people will categorize strengths as arrogance. Why are you like, why do you have to be a show off? And so again, let's go back to what we're accustomed to. And that a customization is the fact that we're not used to being in a world that celebrates our strengths. So
Right.
we don't embrace our strengths, period. That's something that the millennial generation who's having children and the younger generations underneath that are starting to have children are changing, because they're seeing kind of how maybe the older generations did things, and it didn't foster an environment of communication. It didn't foster an environment of healthy growth into what we all have a strength. We all have multiple strengths for that. And this comes from someone who used to think I was pretty average. And I still think at the end of the day, we're all average, but we're all averagely way above average. We're in awesomeness. So what I mean by that is everybody's really cool in their own way. But we all have that. So we're average within that awesomeness. But my point being is understanding that we're in a petri dish of fostering the mindset and the will to kind of want to show our strengths. And so as I've realized, and this is recent, within the last like since 2020, and I forget we're in 2025 now, but within the last 3 to 5 years of understanding that, oh my gosh, like, I'm this person, I can do these things, I'm really
Right.
talented at this stuff. Oh yeah, I'm not so good at this stuff, but that's cool. I don't want to be good at that stuff because I'm good at this stuff. And I think when people kind of just stop and go, what am I good at? Like, I like to woodwork, or I like to do this, or I like to paint, or I like to jump rope, or I like to, sing, whatever it is that just lights up your life. And what I always share is, what are things that you can do just for hours on end and not ever
Mm-hmm.
really get tired of it? Or anytime somebody suggests, hey, let's do this, you're like, oh, hell yeah, I'm into that. Excuse my, terms there, but let's go. So it comes down to, understanding that we first have to tell ourselves it's okay, because we
Right.
haven't been in an environment to tell us that it's been okay to lean into our strengths. It's all about, like, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't be this way, don't be that way, don't and because we do what our parents or our family structure wants us, the society wants us to do, a lot of people don't chase dreams, which is what strengthens your strengths. So
R-
yeah, it's changing though, and that's a beautiful thing. And people are starting to come out and understand that I can be vulnerable and share my strengths, and people celebrate that. So that's the positive news in this.
Yes, I love that. Being able to, we're moving to a society, especially in the entrepreneur world, where we are learning how to collaborate, right? Versus like competing with each other all the time, and learning that, together we can all succeed together, right? It doesn't have to
Yes.
be this division, right? And let's embrace the diversity that we all bring to the business world. So with that being said, you have built together with um, David a successful business and personal brand, the Hello LLC. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about what you guys do, and some of the key factors of your business?
Yeah. Well, I love that question, as always, any business owner would. So, first of all, the Hello LLC is nearly 9 years old. So we are,
Wow.
approaching the 10 years quickly, which is very exciting. Hello stands for, and I don't think a lot of people know this, is helping entrepreneurs and or enterprises leverage leading Web3 optimizations. But most importantly, Hello stands for helping everyone live life optimally. And when we started our business, nearly 9 years ago, it was the focus of helping everyone live life optimally, because we started off within the wellness arena, making sure people's health was uh, outstanding, and so that they were providing the fuel to the engine that they needed, because guess what,
Nice.
we were not, and our health was declining, and it was a pain point of ours, and so we were able to solve our problem, and we wanted to go help other people solve the same pain point. And so that's where we started, and that's why it was helping everyone live life optimally. But now, where
Hmm.
are we today? We are an amazing, thriving Web3 agency where we help
Yes.
businesses pivot from Web2 to Web3. We help businesses understand the importance of having a system and a foundation that then sets them up to be able to pivot their business into Web3, which is where we are going. We have conversations constantly to let people know that the internet is changing, it's always
Right.
ever evolving. And so it's a gateway. And so what we share with people is that we are helping people pivot from Web 2 into the gateway of Web 3. And, that is not only an experience that they get to have, but they get to offer their clients and their customers, and be able to bring engagement to them, and have a time of life where it is bringing the experience to your phone and to your bed, your couch, your house, wherever that is.
Yes.
You don't have to be out. You don't have to travel clear across the world to go have that experience. So yeah, Hello is an amazing company that David and I co-founded. We both started this business because of not only our health, but we were tired of corporate America, period. We were tired. We realized, why are we helping build someone else's dreams when we could go build our own? And that
Yes.
was the first place where we stopped and said, oh, these are our strengths, leaning into that whole factor there. And this is what we could go offer other people to help solve the problem that they have, which is really, by the way, when you solve your pain point, your problem, you can go help other people solve theirs of the same type of pain point. And so we were, as I shared, we started on one sector of the business. We have since pivoted. How did we make that pivot? And how are we able to go from a wellness sector into a technology sector? Well, the reason is we solved our own problem. We
Right.
were in business. We needed systems. We were all over the place. We were like, send this link, send that email, send this, we'll rewrite this, post this, do this, go here, blah, blah, blah. And you were like showing up and be like, oh my God, I'm dizzy. Because there was just a wealth of information that we had to share with people. And when people would ask for stuff, it'd be like, oh, where's that link to that? Oh, where's that video link to that? Oh my gosh, where is this? Where's that link for them to get to go ahead and place their order? And it was chaos.
Right.
And because we were running not only our own company, we were also and at that time, I'll be very frank, it was a side hustle. It was two professionals that were still working corporate America that had extra income and doing a business that was bringing in extra income. And when we solved the pain point of being able to get everything organized and structured into a system and a foundation, and all we had to do was send one link to somebody and say, hey, go visit this link, everything that you need to know is in here. Yes, it's in there. Yep, what you need, yep, it's in there. Yep, go to thehellollc.io. Yep, go there. Yep, yeah, it's everything. And when we started solving our own problems, we realized we were not the only business that had these problems.
Right.
And then as we were then we pivoted into helping businesses do that. So not only did we have our wellness sector underneath Hello LLC, we then had our technology sector where we were helping businesses build their foundations and really getting everything in tune so that they could go ahead and look like they were put together as a business. Because how aggravating is it? And you as a business owner know this before you ever met us, was, oh my God, I got to send this information. Where is this? Where's that? And so that's what thrusted us into the technology side. And then fast forward into how did we go ahead and understand why is Web3 now in part of this equation? Well, Web3 comes into this equation because, again, another pain point was solved. And we had an acquaintance friend of ours that shared, hey, you need to go check out the metaverse. You need to come into the metaverse. Your guys' business needs to be in here. You have clients in here that need you. And we were then introduced to another sector of the industry that was also needing our assistance with setting up those systems and foundations and being able to utilize that in the Web3, metaverse, AI, fintech, cryptocurrency, NFTs, all of that blockchain, all of that, whole pie of Web3. And so it really birthed us into understanding, like, where is the future of business going? And that's what blew our hair back, was when we realized the future of business is going in a direction of Web3, because what comes after Web2 is Web3. So there's kind of the evolution of what we do. So what do we do in the short of, we help businesses be able to set up their systems, their foundations, which is essentially get everything into a smart link, which is what we call a business in a box. And with that business in a box, that business in the box is a gateway to an experience for your clients. And it's also a gateway to you for the systems and the convenience of being able to not be the janitor in your business doing everything, but to excel at what you do as the president and the owner and what you do good, which is why you started the business. So, and with that, we incorporate the metaverse, and then we also incorporate AI, and we incorporate those through your systems. And as you can see in this amazing podcast today that we're doing here with you, this is an example of us being able to host a podcast. We can have a business meeting. We can do anything right here. For all transparency purposes, because I was laughing about this before the podcast, I'm sitting under my down comforter in bed on my heating pad with 1,700 pillows in my like cushy love spot. I mean, I am so excited where I'm at because this is my little nest, but it also, you don't know that as because we're on metaverse. And so I didn't have to get dressed up today, and neither did you. And so that's the beauty of what we do. So over to you. Oh, and I think I lost you again on your audio, so I'll dive in that just a little bit again so you can reset your audio. It's a simple, you know, I share this and I share that we have weekly rooms. And the beautiful thing about our weekly rooms is that we, on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, we talk about not only like how to utilize Web3 within your business, but we also talk about, the ups and downs and ins and outs of being a business owner. And so through those days, we're able to have amazing conversations like we do here, and be able to share more about how the community can take action. Are you back with us, love?
Yes, I am. Can you hear
Awesome
me?
sauce. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I think what you shared was just absolutely amazing and phenomenal. It sounds like your business is out here doing great things, helping entrepreneurs, as you said, leverage systems in their business to be more successful, and not, spending a lot of time figuring out how to do things, but making things more concise that it's effective for them. I know that helps me a lot. In my business. You guys have helped me a lot along the ways. So with that being said, I wanted to ask you one last question. And that question, and then once that question's over, please tell us, how people can connect with you guys. Tell us about your community that you have. Tell us about all the great things you guys got going on. The question is, what legacy do you hope to leave behind through your work, and how you contribute to rewrite your story each and every day?
Well, that's a beautiful question. And if you would have asked me 10 years ago, it would have been completely different than what it is today. And so first of all, anybody listening that's trying to figure out what your legacy is going to be, I would share with people that it's ever evolving.
Right.
And that's the beautiful thing, because if it's not evolving, then you might not be breathing, and that's not always a great thing. So the legacy that I want to leave, that is a part of what we want to leave as an amazing company of the HELLO LLC, because that's the passion of ours, and our company will continue to evolve. Is I this is going to sound silly, but systems
Okay.
at a whole that allow people worldwide to live in a life of abundance, meaning
Nice.
full of health, full of joy, full of, not having to live in a survival mode. And
Mm.
the beautiful thing about that is such a big, big dream, is being a part of being at the table of solving the problem of how do we end world hunger? How do we make sure everybody
Right.
has clean drinking water? How do we make sure everybody has adequate housing? How do we make sure everybody's health is, going to make sure that they live prosperous and full of joy and not full of pain? How do we do all of those things, right? So that's huge, because when you really think about like where the problems lie, it's multiple problems. It's not just one, it's multitude of problems. And so the excitement to be able to say, and it's not going to just be myself or David or our company that solves that. It is going to be a collaboration of, individuals that are wanting to solve the same problem. And so I look forward to being able to be a part of that, where we create, and I know how cliche it sounds, but we create a
Mm-hmm.
better world to live in, where
Yes.
where people, if you want to go work, you want to do those things, it's because you want to. You don't have to. And that
Right.
comes through, first of all, you have to understand how you can even get there. Well, you have to find out how to get to the table. Well, most of the time to get to the table, you have to have a lot of money. Right now, we understand that when you have a lot of money in your bank account, then you have a lot more say and you can get to the table quicker. So you have to understand how to even get there in order to make that impact. And then while you're doing it, understand who you do and don't want to work with, because you understand what the motive is. If it's if the motive has any sort of sniffing out of capitalization of like, well, we can do this because we can capitalize off it, no, that's not going to be the system that works, because it needs to be holistic to where everybody wins. And when we look at the old structures of systems that we have in place, it's not structured for everybody to win. It is structured for some people to win, but the majority to not win. And so being able to, I'm a systems girl, and, I'm also a big empathic person. And that is not only for humans, but for, and David laughs at me, and pokes, not fun, but he makes this apparently obvious, that I sometimes love animals more than I love humans. And that would be a very true statement, because, and so this part of these systems will also be to where not only will humans have a quality of life, but animals will be able to have a quality of life, but also our earth will be able to heal from all of the resources
Damage
that we
that
have
we're doing.
pulled. Yeah, that part. How,
Damages we're
I was
giving
trying
to
to,
it.
yes, the trauma that we were
The trauma.
emplacing into our, yes. So this is really has to be a holistic manner in it. So yeah, that's the dream, that's the legacy, to leave this earth better than a place for everybody when we are out of here. And so, where can people find us so they can, help support that vision?
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
is really the HELLO LLC.io. THE, like the hello, HELLO LLC.io. Go out there. That is our smart link, our biz in a box. That is your gateway to experience for not only all of our services that we offer. So, we offer our business in a box. We offer, our Web3 services, which you can, anybody who's watching this amazing podcast and you want to have a podcast like Miss Cleo, we can help you set up a room like this or any other kind of studio like this in the metaverse. That is one of the services we provide. We helped Miss Cleo do this amazing space for her business. And so, whether it's from A to Z, back to A, we are there. And most importantly, if you want to join our community and be a part of our community, there is our Hello Pivot membership. It starts as little as $7 a month. We have over 100 videos and master classes about how to, not only personal development, but there's some Web3 things in there, but there's also social media and how to promote and how to run your business and how to systemize your business. So it's the basics. If you're kind of a do-it-yourself kind of person, jump in there for $7 a month. If you're kind of a half-half, like I need a little guidance, but I want to do it myself, we have a level at $27 a month. That is amazing. And then if you're like some other people that we absolutely adore that are like, nope, I need your help. You need to take care of this. Please help me. Please help me. Please help me. We have our $97 and our $197 a month packages that kind of do it for you. And so
Nice.
we really try to custom to make sure that we hit everybody, to make sure that those people that want to do it themselves, here you go, absolutely take advantage. And those that need our help, here you go. We're here to help. And so, but most importantly, if you just want to come hang around the campfire with us and listen to me jibber jabber and David jibber jabber and share a wealth of knowledge that we've learned through our careers at corporate America. We both spent 20 plus years there. So over 40 years of corporate America experience, almost 10 years as entrepreneurs. That experience, come find us on Tuesdays and Thursdays here in the metaverse, thehellollc.io. You can find our studio in there. And when you jump in there, we are 6:30, I'm sorry, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, through Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I'm losing my spot there. And then on Thursdays, we have our amazing Hello Pivots, where we enjoy having guests like yourself who has been on there. And those are live conversations like we're doing here in the metaverse as well. And so, yeah, just come find us. But most importantly, you want to find out more, HELLOLLC.io. Come check us out, or go to any social media platform that you use and type in the Hello LLC, you'll find us. So I want to say this, Miss Cleo, is thank you. Thank you for being a busy entrepreneur, a busy mom, a busy, grad student, right? Because you're going for your MBA right now.
Yes.
All of these beautiful things that you're doing in your community outside of making sure that you provide an amazing support system for your family. I want to just say thank you to you. Thank you for hosting the space. Thank you for having me. And thank you for being able to allow me to share with your community the cool things that we're up to. But I want your community to know just how awesome you are. And so keep up the amazing work, and I hope you have an amazing 2025. And thank you for allowing me to be here.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, Miss Tara. Thank you so much for coming in today to teach us, to share with us, to coach us through this. The things that we can do to rewrite our story despite the limitations that we experience, how we can practice self-care, and just make 2025 a great year. So if we're feeling down, we don't know what to do, this is an opportunity to come into the Set Yourself Free space and learn how to elevate yourself, how to rise, because this year we are going nowhere but to the top. So thank you so much. Thank you to the HELLO LLC for being a contributor to this space. I couldn't have done it without you guys. Thank you for coming and sharing again your story, your strategies with us. And guess what, guys? You can follow me, setyourselffree.io, if you want to view this episode again, just to, catch up on some of the things that you may have missed. Definitely check it out at setyourselffree.io. And you can also meet me on any social media platform at Set Yourself Free LLC. So thank you, guys. Thank you, HELLO LLC. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your active participation with us. And we look forward to seeing you again at Set Yourself Free podcast. Have a great day, guys. Happy New Year.
Welcome to Set Yourself Free Life Coaching. We guide women who are overwhelmed with being emotionally stuck to get unstuck, so they can reach new heights of their full potential. We believe that everyone has the power to create the life they desire, but sometimes we need a little help along the way. That's where we come in. We provide personalized coaching and support to help you overcome your obstacles and achieve your goals. Our coaching program is based on the principles of positive thinking and self-empowerment. We believe that by changing your mindset, you can change your life. We will teach you how to identify and challenge your negative thoughts and replace them with positive ones. We will also help you develop a strong sense of self-worth and confidence. Together, we will create a personalized plan to help you reach your goals. We will work with you on your specific challenges and provide you with the support and motivation you need to succeed. If you are ready to break free from the past and create the life you deserve, then contact us today. We would be honored to help you on your journey.